Hey y'all, Matt, Massa Beers here. Beer reviews, non-alcoholic beer reviews. Having fun with these. We are now day 5 of dry January. This probably won't go up, and I would assume until the middle of January. We don't know, but we're gonna keep doing them. Athletic Brewing, pilot program, Athletic ESB. Yeah. I've done a bunch of athletic. You can watch the other athletic. Maybe I'll post them both in the same day. I don't know. We'll see. But I just did their. They could just call it dark malt, Dave's dark malt. And I assumed it was going to be a kind of a softer, little malty beer. It was actually quite big, so I probably should have drank this one first. But hey, we're drinking it. We're drinking it now. It's an ESB. It's part of their pilot program. They do beers out in the market. You know, you go up. I see Athletic pretty much everywhere I go. They're probably one of the more prominent kind of non-alcoholic near beer producers, especially here on the East Coast. And I see them everywhere. But they do a pilot program. They do this kind of special one-off release or rotational releases, something along those lines. That's only available online. Kind of poopy because you have to order it online, but not kind of poopy because you only have to order 2 6-packs, and that's kind of awesome because then you don't have to leave your house and you get these kind of beers. So let's see if it says anything about the beer in a can. I don't think they do that on these. This is their Athletic ESB, 5% alcohol by volume. It just spouts about the company a little bit over here, and that's that. Yeah, on a clear label, it's just a silver can with a little bit of clear label with a little bit of stuff on it. So not a great, amazing, super awesome kind of art design on these suckers. I'm going to have to get another light. I'm lacking a little bit of light from the one side over here. Ooh, Dirty Glass Mafia, too. Doing Athletic dirty with a little bit of Dirty Glass Mafia. Let's tap a couple times. Oh, look, there's no Dirty Glass anymore. It's clan like magic. It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Oh, there's the Dirty Glass. It's what you'd expect from an ESB, to be perfectly honest with the coloration-wise. So they're spot on with that. A really kind of more like soapy head. You guys can see that in there. It's a little bit soapy. I guess you can get that on an ESB, but coloration-wise, it is exactly what you'd expect. This rich kind of red with a hint of orange kind of color. Decent kind of head on this sucker. Let's see if you get a nose. It has ESB vibes, but very kind of old school ESB vibes. What's the date on this sucker? Almost 2 months ago. Actually, it was. I can't read. I'm old. I don't know if it's November 13th or 18th. Looks like 18, so we're going to say 18. So it's the 5th of January, so you're talking about, okay, a month and a half old. The hops should be fine with that amount of time. But it smells like an old school version of an ESB. And by old school, I mean not super aggressively hopped. There is a hop presence here, but very kind of old school English in kind of vibes, kind of hoppiness. Very tea-like, kind of tea-tannic, tea-like kind of hops on that sucker. And it has this kind of... It's a caramel, but it's a soft, undersweetened kind of caramel vibe to it. There's a rich maltiness to it that's not over the top, over sweet, but it's something, it's not like your Pilsner or something, a lighter malt variety. And the hops are definitely there, but it's more of an English Kent Golding, fugly kind of, that kind of hop kind of floating around. I actually like the nose quite a bit. It smells like beer tea. And when I say tea, I mean like English tea, not like super sweetened, hyper mango tea. That would be the American version, by the way. Let's just dive in. Cheers. I like that. I like that quite a bit. It's real aggressive in the hop front. Very much, very, very tea-like. And oddly enough, I'm going to backtrack and go kind of like iced tea. It has these little iced tea kind of vibes going on. I don't mean like body count, like rapid iced tea. I mean like Lipton. It's almost like fresh brewed. Okay, let's do this. Let's play this game. It tastes like... I gotta get used to this setup. I apologize, guys. Put the can over here. Put the beer over here. Your hands over here. Your drinking dominant hand is here. That makes more sense. It tastes like if you made like sun tea, like get a bunch of like Lipton, like regular English black with orange pico combination tea, like your typical tea. It tastes like you made sun tea. I can't believe I'm explaining it, but if you don't know what sun tea is, it's basically you take a pitcher of water, you put a bunch of tea bags in it, you put it in the windowsill, you let the sun radiate and actually kind of steep or stew the tea for you with a little drop of lemon. And then you made beer out of it. That's what you used as your wort, kind of. Maybe add a little sugar for fermentation, that kind of thing. It's one of those things where it just has that base of that tea vibe to it. Now, it still drinks like beer. I'm not calling it, sun tea with a little beer involved. It does drink like a beer. It does drink like an ESB. I've totally forgot about mentioning the whole non-alcoholic thing because I'm so focused on the beer portion of the show, which I think is probably its best strength here, is that it drinks like a beer, but it does have that like little lemony vibe. I wonder if they added like a little lemony hop to it to do that. If they didn't, good luck on them. If they did, stroke of genius, because it really does give me that mixture, that sun tea kind of ESB kind of vibe, which I don't think I've ever had an ESB before. I kind of want somebody to take like a lemon drop hop or sriracha ace or something like that, and then make an ESB, but dry hop it with that. I think somebody's probably done it, to be perfectly honest with you. But do it well. Do it like this, because that's really what it does remind me of, in a very, very, very cool way. This is very fun. I said this in the other video, but I don't mind rehashing myself. And that a couple of people really did recommend these. My chair's too high. I just realized that. There it is. Recommended these athletic program pilot batches to me because I dig on the athletic stuff. I mean, I got some in my fridge right there. I dig on like stuff. Words are hard. Athletic stuff as a non-alcoholic beer producer. They're one of my favorites. But people mention online, they're like, this pilot program, this one-off program you only get online, is kind of like really good. Immediately, it was like the same day someone mentioned it. Sorry, forget the two people that mentioned it, but someone mentioned it, and then a couple hours later, somebody mentioned it again, and I was like, screw it. I popped right on immediately and ordered them, and they have two other ones I didn't order in there. I think I'm going to jump on and order them because they are, both of them together, some of the better, NA beers, near beers that I've had, and I've had a lot over my life. It's something I've drank, pretty much all the time. If I'm out, one of my favorite things to do in the world is play video games, drink some beers. Love it. But I also have this kind of thing where I can drink a couple beers playing video games and go, oh, how many beers did I drink? And I feel, well, a little bit too tipsy. I shouldn't have drank that much beer. That's where a lot of near beer comes in for me. I'll drink a couple and I'll be like, okay, drink a couple near beers. And then if you want, you can go back to the other ones. And that's kind of that world for them to exist for me. And that's the way it was for quite some time. And then once you start to have breweries that make this kind of near beer, stuff that would be drank on its own merit rather than just a kind of a respite from drinking alcoholic stuff. Not that some of the old guard isn't good. A lot of the German, Austrian, nose level stuff are quite nice. It's cool to see this stuff exist. It's been around. I know this new school kind of near beer has been around for a couple of years now, but it seems like they're really starting to hone the craft when you start making stuff like this, which is one of my favorite styles in ESB, and add a new school twist to it that isn't just, it's just not window dressing. It's just not there to be cool or weird. It actually takes a style and props it up and makes it quite nice. I think that's pretty effing cool. I'm a fan. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Curious to see what else those other beers taste like, or their stuff in the future. Like I said, near beer has always been something that exists for me. It always will. But jumping into this kind of dry holidays plus dry January and having, I don't want to use the word force, but forcing myself to kind of really explore the non-alcoholic world has been a really fun journey, to be honest with you. Man, it's weird not drinking beer. It's been very cool not doing beer reviews, to be perfectly honest with you. This is my maybe fourth one I've done in 2 months. You know what I mean? That's weird. That's so weird. But what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, feeling better. Yeah, actually feel better too. Ha ha ha. Lost a ton of weight, like creepily. Probably doesn't even look it, but I'm lost a lot of weight. Like too much. I was like, that's kind of scary. Anyway, but the whole of it, I thought it was going to be more of a chore in the back of my mind. You know, I wanted to do it, and I was like, I'll have fun with this, but I'm like, it's probably going to be a lot of mediocre beer. Not the case. Absolutely not the case. Especially since most of the stuff that I'm going through and trying to review is stuff that I haven't had before, so I go into it with a fresh mind and something that I'm not bringing like a preconceived notion with. That has been the very, very cool part of it. And this is probably one of the better ones I've had. Yeah. Yeah, totally worth it. Is it one of the better non-alcoholic ESBs? Yeah, it'd be number one, right? You know, that whole kind of thing. But it's really, really tasty. It's something I would absolutely 100% buy again. If you dig English-style beers, ESB, stuff like that, this is going to be for you, especially if you want to dip your toes into the non-alcoholic waters. Very tasty stuff. So there you go. Beer review in the books, January 5th. Got a whole another 3 weeks plus this. It's going to be fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time, y'all. Cheers.